Well, finding a job these days is more challenging than ever, with new skills in demand that were never even thought of a decade ago.
With some good advice on how to keep ahead, career specialist Tom O'Neill. Welcome, Tom.
Thank you so much. Great to be back.
Well, let's cut to the chase. How can we keep ahead?
The end of the day, it's about really just keeping abreast of what's going on in the industry, you know, in your particular industry. If it's teaching, if it's IT, if it's sales, just keeping abreast of, you know, magazines and so on, websites, just having a look at what's going on and just being aware, keeping contacts with, you know, networks, things like that, really making sure that you're trying to be on the cutting edge as much as possible.
I guess retraining too doesn't necessarily mean you're going back into the same industry that you were in. Might be something totally different.
Absolutely. And for a lot of people, they just sort of follow one path all their lives, you know. And statistics are now saying that the average person may have 3-5 careers in their life. And
so don't be scared of it then.
Don't be scared of it. Embrace it. A lot of people fall into instantly doing what mum and dad did or what the uncle did or the family business. And they find their passion's not in it, but they become good at it, and now they become this type of person or this job for the rest of their life. But you know, life is about living. It's about finding your passion and really working with that. And because, you know, if you work with your passion, you'll never work again.
You did right.
Yeah.
You did right when it comes to passion.
Joy.
Some people might be retraining, though, because they have to, as opposed to wanting to. So what advice would you have for them in terms of trying to find out what it is they should be doing?
There's a couple of things I'd suggest. Careers.gov.nz has a career quest sort of tool. You go through, hate that, love that, hate that, that's okay, you know. I did it a little while ago and it said I should be a career specialist. So I was pretty impressed, actually.
Funny that.
Yeah.
What's hot right now, though? What's the growth industries we should be looking at?
There's, you know, traditional ones, IT, sales in some respects, administration. But to be perfectly frank, I would suggest following your passion, finding out what your passion is, because people throw themselves at a specific industry or specific role because, you know, they've been told it's good, and then spend the rest of their lives doing something they're not passionate about. You know, I mean, if you're not passionate about your job and you have a bad day, that's going to impact your family, your friends, your self-esteem. If you're in a job you really love and you have a bad day, you'll think, well, that sucks, but tomorrow it'll be a good day.
I guess it can be expensive. Are there some options that might be a little less heavy on the pocket?
Absolutely. For example, Southern Institute of Technology, SIT, they offer a zero fees program where you can actually do a degree in business for free. You have to be a New Zealand citizen, for example, but you know, it's a lot of it's correspondence, so you can do it via home. And it's just really amazing that, you know, you can get a tertiary qualification for free a lot of the time sitting at home doing it.
Well, that sounds like it might be good for stay-at-home mums at the moment who are looking to get back into the workplace. What if you've been out of the job market for a while?
Say you're in IT, because that's something that springs to mind in terms of continually moving on. Say you have been out for 5 years or something. How do you keep up with what technology is? Yeah,
well, again, it's finding, you know, for example, you know, people you've used to work with, phone them up and let's say you're a programmer, you know, find out, you know, what are the most recent programs, you know, what's the latest themes that are coming through, what are the things you really should concentrate on. Phone up a couple of old bosses and sort of find out from them, you know, what are the new game-changing tools or game-changing technologies that they think you should be looking at. Of course, you can always pitch yourself, great opportunity to say, well, by the way, if there's an opportunity, let me know.
Yeah.
But yeah, just go back through your networks and, of course, keep on top of, you know, specialist websites because, you know, the websites are going to give you so much great information these days.
Are employers keen to retrain people? Is that in this tough market at the moment, or have you got to go and do it autonomously, you know?
Depends, to be perfectly frank, on the employer. But if you can go out there and at least start a qualification, or if not, you know, complete a qualification, what's it going to say to an employer? It says that you're passionate about it. It says you're actually prepared to spend your own money, your own time doing this. That can only be seen as a positive for an employer.
At what point, say you are a mum at home and you're looking to go back into the workforce in a certain amount of time, at what point should you start retraining? Like, I mean, you don't want it to take forever either, because then you have to start retraining because you're taking so long to retrain.
Yeah, exactly. You probably want to think, probably a year ahead, to be perfectly frank. I mean, if you really want to do it properly, think about a year ahead. Well, Tim's 4, when he hits school at 5, I might go back to it. So, what can I look at? And my wife, for example, she did a diploma in horticulture, loves the garden, and so she threw herself at that. And, she's now come up with a trade certificate, effectively, a National Diploma Level 4 in gardening.
That's great.
And she found her passion, and now she can leverage that, in moving forward.
So that's the key, is finding out what you love.
Finding what you love.
And showing that you're willing to learn.
Absolutely.
And then, you didn't even finish your retraining, go for the job.
Yeah, 100%.
That sounds like sound advice.
Thanks,
Thank you very much.
Tom. Brilliant. Well done, you.
Now, if you want Tom to help you with more career advice, please visit our website, tvnz.co.nz.